Thank you, Sarah. You said that that James Comey was a liar, that he's a leaker, that he made false representations or claims. Other than what the president tweeted this morning about lying under oath to Senator Grassley, what exactly has he said that's false or a lie?
Comey claimed reopening the Clinton investigation when he did was based on merit. Now he says it was based because of poll numbers. Comey claimed the president told him to stop investigating Flynn after he previously testified that no one told him to stop investigations. He also, even the media has reported that officials have determined that Comey leaked 4 memos, at least 4 that we know about, with classified information. I think it's very clear that Comey has a credibility problem. The other thing is clear, this is one of the few issues in Washington that both Democrats and Republicans agree on. He's been criticized by the legal community for leaking sensitive information, and organizations promoting good government found Comey's leaking grounds for firing. Multiple Democrats, including some of the biggest leaders in the Democrat Party, have also attacked Comey. Minority Leader Pelosi said Comey was maybe not in the right job. Senator Schumer said he was appalled by what Comey did and did not have confidence in him any longer. Senator Bernie Sanders said Comey acted in an outrageous way. Clinton's running mate, Senator Kaine, said Comey is responsible for the lowest moment in the history of the FBI. Even Congresswoman Maxine Waters said Comey has no credibility. The FBI should be independent and not led by a political hack. Comey's higher loyalty is pretty clear that it's only to himself. If you can get this group of people and others like Mark Meadows and a number of others to agree on something, I think that you'd have to be right.
Sarah,
Jim?
what about the dossier, though? Sarah, what about the dossier? Did he also lie about the dossier and his conversation with President Trump about that?
The dossier is false opposition research that was funded by the Clinton campaign to attack the president. It was used illegally to justify spying on Americans. And I think that's quite the problem. Jim?
Sarah, what about, I guess, the content of the president's attacks on Jim Comey, your attacks on Jim Comey? Isn't all of that a bit unbecoming of the presidency of this White House to go after him in such a personal way like that?
I think
a slime ball and a liar and a leaker.
I think it's unbecoming for the person that is supposed to be the top law enforcement official in the United States, the person that is supposed to protect the people of this country, to lie and leak classified information, certainly to falsify documents. I think that's a very big problem. And somebody who has created this problem for himself. I didn't encourage Jim Comey to go out and do a PR campaign. Congress has asked Jim Comey to come and testify multiple times, of which he's denied being able to do, yet he found time to sit down with George Stephanopoulos for 5 hours. I think if anybody has created this problem, it's Jim Comey, and he should be the one held responsible.
Hey, Sarah, if I can just follow up. Other folks got 2 questions. If I can just ask a second follow-up question because
it's Friday.
Well, it's Friday, yeah. And you've probably
you'd probably get really upset, and I don't need that if I did.
Not at all. No, but you've probably seen this tweet. It was a tweet that you posted before the election in 2016 when you're attacking FBI agents because you're under criminal investigation, you're losing.
Yeah.
What do you make of that now? I mean, isn't
the
that...
rank and file FBI are some of the greatest people in this country. We've repeated that time and time again, and certainly have the full support of this administration. I think that we've been very clear, though, how we feel about some of the leadership at the FBI, particularly James Comey.
When you go after Comey and
I did give you 2, Jim. I'm going to keep
doesn't that mean you're losing?
Following up on that, I mean, one of the themes of Comey's book is the president's, quote, disdain for the rule of law and his continued efforts to publicly undermine federal law enforcement officials. So how would you characterize the president's attitude towards the rule of law and things that he says publicly about many of his top federal law enforcement officials?
The president has a great deal of respect for the rule of law, but the president does not have a lot of respect for people whose sole job is to carry out the law, and they leak classified information and they lie to the American public about it. Charlie?
It's his own attorney general, it's his own deputy attorney general, it's special counsel, it's the FBI, it's judges who make decisions that he doesn't like.
I'm sorry, I'm not... What was the question?
There's a whole list of the sort of federal law enforcement officials that he has undermined. It's not just people who have proven to leak information.
The president hasn't undermined them in any capacity just because he calls out things that he finds to be problematic or concerning. I think that he should do that. If members of the FBI are leaking classified information, the president should absolutely call that to question. You guys spend hours upon hours every single day praising Jim Comey, propping him up, giving him the biggest platform. We shouldn't be praising him. We should be putting him down. We should be taking him off of air instead of giving him minute after minute. This country has a lot of real problems. We should be talking about the economy. We should talk about Syria. We should talk about the drug crisis, but instead we're going to talk about Jim Comey. You guys will cover it endlessly all day today, all day tomorrow, and my guess is every day next week, with very little time given to the issues that people care about. So the president has every right to call out that individual that you guys are propping up and say that there are problems and that we should be concerned about it. Charlie?
Thank you, Sarah. This morning, James Comey admitted that he didn't tell the president about the political sources.
I'm sorry, can you speak up?
This morning, James Comey said that he didn't inform the president of the political source of the dossier. Was the president surprised to hear that? Did Director Comey ever tell him about the sourcing of the political dossier against him?
I'm not sure about that specific conversation, but I know that it's been documented many times over now that the dossier is false opposition research funded by the Clinton campaign and used to attack the president. I think.
Question, because it's Friday. Did the president speak to former Vice President Dick Cheney about the Scooter Libby pardon either before or after?
I'm not aware of any conversations on that front. John?